Hi and welcome to the latest Steve's Amateur Garage video. Today we're back on my daily driver, the MGTF from 2002, done just over 93,000 miles now. And if you saw the last video where we had a check over after it survived the winter, there were a few things that have thrown up that we need to replace. So today we've got a bit of work to do. I bought some new parts. New calipers, rear, upper suspension arms, brake discs, brake pads, and we'll get the car jacked up and get underneath and have a go at those. You can see I've got a new exhaust, but that's for another video. Managed to pick one up nicely from eBay. So let's get the car in the air and crack on. Here we are underneath the car, giving all the nuts that are going to be removed a good wire brushing. Try and clean the threads up best you can. Sprayed them with a bit of penetrating oil, let that soak in. We've got to try and remove that large nut at the back there, which is the pivot. This that holds the bottom of the shock absorber, and this top ball joint nut as well, and then hopefully we can work that whole arm free. That's the next task. Just to explain why I'm replacing the upper suspension arm there. Over the last few weeks I've heard a slight grinding noise that's got worse as you sort of accelerate away from a junction, especially if you're turning. And if you can see just on the drop link there, if you can get it, maybe this side there, you can see where the drop link's been rubbing on the trailing arm, and it's created a little groove there, a little shiny bit, and every time you accelerate from a junction you hear this sort of strange scraping noise. Just it's an odd one, but clearly it's doing that on both sides. So I am suspecting that bush there in the end of the upper arm has given up the ghost. It doesn't look the best there, does it? So that's why we're replacing that upper arm, and hopefully it will stop that drop link scraping and all will be well. And there's the scrape on the other side, the left hand side, on the trailing arm, again where the drop link has been rubbing up against it. Okay, just a tip, I had to undo the top bolt of the drop link to the torsion bar and then get one of those big ball joint taper splitters and give it some force because it didn't want to come apart. Got it in the end. So what actually happens after a couple of hours of bashing and fiddling is the bolt draws out but hits the anti-roll bar, but basically you have to loosen everything off and get the spacer that comes out of that side out of the hole there by removing that sort of triangular shaped plate, which is this one here. A couple of small bolts, nut and bolt on one side, bolt on the other side. I think it has a captive nut on the other side. Get that out of the way, then you can knock the top hat spacer out of that big hole there, and then the bolt will pull through and you've got enough room to wiggle it up and down and get it over the top of the anti-roll bar. All a bit of a faff, but we got there in the end. So here's the new top upper arm. You can see this bush here is rock solid and the old one just wobbles round like a big wobbly thing. Hopefully that will cure our grinding from the rear suspension. Here's a tip for you. I purchased the new upper arm, which is now in place, but clearly they're designed for the Chinese cars, the very later cars, and they therefore supply you with this big threaded bolt with a big flange on it, and that goes there through the bottom of the shock absorber, and the flange bit goes into the hole that's already there for the new arm. The reason why they've done that is the new arm is not threaded, it just has a hole right through it, so this bolt goes right through it and you bolt up with a big nut on either end like that. It's on. Just going to put the wheel back on, and then it's all torqued down. Once the wheel's on and we've got a bit of weight on it, we'll torque the top bolt up, and that is job done. Hi, and many thanks for watching this latest video to the end. Hope you've enjoyed it and found it informative. If you have, please like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification button, because we've got many more exciting videos coming soon, both on the MG, the campervan and the Ferrari. I'll see you for the next one. You all take care. Bye for now.